Hello, my name is Pixton, and I want to talk to you about a local fundraiser. But first, do you guys know what this is a picture of? It's a picture of Michael Vick's jersey. He played 13 seasons in the NFL for the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, in 2007, he was charged and found guilty with betting on fighting dogs. For me, this came as a tragedy to me because I'm a huge fan of him, and seeing what these dogs had to go through, I'm glad that he did get sentenced. So the reason why I'm here to talk to you about this today is because I want to make a point on how underfunded animal shelters really are. Out of all the many ways of going about getting a dog, animal shelters and humane societies rank third on the list at only 23%. With over 40% of households in the U.S. owning a dog for a pet, this is very upsetting. The adoption rate for animal shelters and humane societies should be the #1 source for people to find dogs. Being an owner of a rescue dog myself, as well as multiple close friends who share this similarity, it is in my best support and interest that I persuade you guys to do the same. So today I'm going to be talking to you about a fundraising event called Run with the Big Dogs. I'm going to start off by telling you guys about the event, the overall purpose of the event, and how supporting this fun run can change the outlook for not just a single dog, but fight the bigger picture across addressing the overpopulation tragedy that's happening currently. First off, I'd like to explain exactly what the Run with the Big Dogs entails. Run with the Big Dogs is a local fun run held in Pocatello. It usually takes place on the third weekend in April, and it's included with the Port Neuf Valley Fun Run 5K series. So the Port Neuf Valley Fun Run 5K series features 5 unique 5K events throughout the spring and summer held on the weekends. The purpose of these events is to raise money for local foundations such as local animal shelters. Each entry of a dog and a human, it costs $25 for adults and a $15 participatory fee for children 12 and under. Registration includes a t-shirt, a bandana for the dog, doggy bags. This includes small treats for your dogs, coupons, and other pet information. This is a great way to make sure each contestant gets something and good information to everyone that participates. Plus, all contestants are entitled into a drawing for numerous prizes. Another way to contribute to this fun run is by sponsors. Whether this is done independently or through corporately, it's depending on the contribution you make, how much your logo will be advertised. Whether it's on the t-shirts, dog bandanas, water bottles, banners, and other stuff throughout the event. So the highest money value that they have for donations is $2,500 donation, and this gets your business a large logo on the back of every participant's t-shirt, as well as your stuff printed on water bottles, the dog bandanas, and banners throughout the race. The next is a $1,000 donation, which they put your logo on the back of the shirt. It's half as big, but all your other stuff goes on banners and posters as well. And then the next two donation values are $500 and $100. And these, they show your business logo on the water bottles and the posters, and also your company name will be on every shirt in a column form on the back. Another cool thing about the 5K is that there are many local vendors that show up and set up booths and display their merchandise. Even though they cannot sell anything to you, or you can't sell anything to the public from a business standpoint, you're more than welcome to get your brand out there and show people what you're making or doing for them. Also, at the end of the race, they draw prizes and have a silent auction that consists of about 10 to 15 items. This event isn't only fun and enjoyable for the public, but it's also an amazing contribution to our local animal shelter. And that's in great need of more supplies and necessities. So Run with the Big Dogs, it was started in 1996, and the group that started it didn't have much success the first 2 years. They had about 50 to 100 dogs that came out, and now 22 years later, they have over 420 entries. At 420 entries at $25 apiece, this gives the animal shelter about $10,000 to start with, and that's not even including money they get from the silent auction as well as other donations throughout the day. If you cannot, they also, like I said earlier, the participants get a doggy bag and owners get different services from a pamphlet and more info. But if you cannot adopt a pet, don't find one that you want at the moment, there are opportunities and info on how you can volunteer. For example, in Pocatello's animal shelter, you can walk, play, and feed the cats and dogs, and occasionally they even have rabbits there as well. So although there are plenty of money raised throughout these events, they're still in great need of donations and volunteers throughout the years. By having this event, they hope to promote and spread the word throughout the community. According to animalabuse.org, each day 10,000 humans are born in the U.S. There's about 70,000 puppies and kittens that are born as well. The ratio to that is 1 human to 15 dogs and 1 human to 45 cats per day. One of the biggest issues that shelters face across the U.S. is the number of animals they have to accommodate for. The number of animals entering shelters is 8 to 12 million per year. So basically, each year they are just increasing the numbers that they're about to make room for within the shelter. Within 1 year, 5 out of 10 dogs and 7 out of 10 cats in the shelter are euthanized because there's no one to adopt them. And within Pocatello's animal shelters, there's a major overpopulation of cats, and many of them are ending up being euthanized because of this issue. Something that most people don't realize is that most of the pets taken into the animal shelter are young, energetic animals, and they have already been spayed and neutered. This saves tons of costs that normal people get from buying from a breeder because they have to do this on their own. It cuts down a whole bunch of the behaviors that people have with a new pet, such as fighting with other animals, meowing, escaping from the premises, your house. So this is a huge benefit when you are going to adopt a pet. The last topic and point that I wanted to include about the benefits of adopting a pet is buying your pet from an animal shelter will lower your cost significantly compared to buying from a pet store or a puppy mill. Also, something that is very important to most people that don't think at first is that animal shelters are funded from the taxpayers' money. This is costing taxpayers around $2 billion per year in the U.S., and it's just being spent on impounding dogs in the shelter and killing and disposing process of each animal. So overall, the message that I'm displaying throughout the speech is that people need to take into consideration that their local animal shelter does need help, and everyone can give back either by volunteering or participating in the Pocatello Front Run each year is a perfect example. But if you don't live in Pocatello, you can reach out to your local animal shelter and see what events they have and what you can do to contribute. Thank you.